Hey everybody, this is Shannon, the Psychic Cowgirl. You are tuning in to my podcast, which offers practical wisdom, insights, and tools to connect you to the universe, to connect you to your inner guidance, to connect you to your soul and empowerment. All the good stuff. You will gain clarity, confidence, and if you have some intuition happening or psychic experiences happening, I will help you feel less weird about it. You are going to understand yourself better. You will have more self-awareness. We got this. You can connect with me on social media platforms. Just search up Psychic Cowgirl. If you join me on Facebook and Instagram, I haven't added it to the other ones yet. I have a weekly free energy shift offering, and I do it on Thursday evenings. And I usually have a poll beforehand to see where everybody's at and which one would be better for them. It's super powerful and it does some pretty cool results. So check that all out and let's chat. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. So today I have an amazing guided meditation for you. You're going to connect with your wise guide. And so I'm going to encourage you, if you haven't done this already, to pause and write down some questions that you would like to ask your wise guide. And you can ask anything that's on your mind, anything that you've been curious about. So you might want to just have your questions written down so you can either look back at them, or just because then you'll have them fresh in your mind when you listen to the meditation. I've been connecting with my wise guide a lot lately because things feel, chaotic and unsure. And I've been getting a lot of clarity. And it's been fun because some of the things I ask, they have a little bit of a timeline on them. And sure enough, my wise guide had that, figured out, and said, is somebody going to reach out to me to reconnect or ask something? And sure enough, I think after I did that question meditation, it was within 4 days. So it was pretty funny and fun, right? We like those little validations because we always have a little bit of self-doubt because it's using energies in a different way. And so I'm going to again encourage you to write down some questions and don't overthink it. Don't be hard on yourself because this is obviously recorded. So you can come back to the guided meditation anytime you have some questions for your wise guide. That's actually what I do. So I hope you all got a chance to listen to last week's podcast with my friend Nancy and her amazing offerings on Work Your Genius, which has definitely helped me with my business. So this week has been interesting, a lot of chaos energy, and I had to have some difficult, it wasn't even difficult, I'm going to say challenging conversations because I wanted clarity on something and found out that what my spidey senses thought was 100% true. And here's the thing. If you're not in alignment with me, I do not have to do business with you. I don't have any obligations. And so I did that. I chose not to do business with this situation that happened. And they were completely shocked. And I'm thinking, really? Why would you be surprised? And really kind of hope to change my mind. And I'm like, wow, so interesting. I I feel like the message in that for them is, you know, actions have consequences, and maybe you want to kind of think things a little bit differently. I don't know. It was totally fascinating from my perspective though, And I am perfectly um, confident in what I did, what I said. And then crazily enough, some other things happened after that that, wow, it did validate. It validated the choices that I made. It validated the energies I was feeling. And we love that. So again, have those questions for your wise guide, but then pay attention. The universe gives us nudges. The universe directs us. This situation, I wasn't even sure that I was going to pursue it. And then the universe kind of delivered me an opportunity to ask some questions on a silver platter. And I'm like, okay, I'd be a fool not to ask the questions. I did meditate on it. I did think about it because, we have to choose if we want to use our time and energy in this way. If it's going to be a waste of time and just annoy us even further, then no. But if it's going to give us clarity and understanding, then yes. And there's no way to know for sure until we do it. I mean, the universe was sending me some pretty strong nudges to ask these questions, and I did. And the answers I got were not surprising at all. The person I was asking, it surprised them. That's not my issue. You do you, I do me, and I get to choose who I do business with. This is part of being a human at this time. We need to be aware of our energy and our time and where we're spending them. Something in alignment with us, or is it something that's maybe not so much? And that's our choices as human beings. And for those of you that are on this fun journey with me, you get to ask your wise guide. Absolutely. So I just read the book, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. So good. Highly recommend it. One of the things she said in there, and I've edited it to fit me, my job and responsibility is to live my life in a way that is aligned with my values and what I know deep down is true for me. And so obviously I'm making that into a sticker. I'm making that into a signature line. Isn't that impactful? I'm going to read it again. My job and responsibility is to live my life in a way that is aligned with my values and what I know deep down is true for me. And so one of our life purposes is to figure out what that is, what that looks like, how that shows up in your life, how you're going to make that happen, all the things. And one of the tools we have is connecting with our spirit guides and asking for help, support, and clarity, and then using that information. Very, very cool, right? Oracle cards are another way to get these answers. I've used that a lot this last week, deciding if I wanted to pursue these conversations or not. And it was a yes. And now the oracle cards that are coming up for me are saying, you did good. That was what you needed to do. You got the answers you needed. And then crazy stuff happened after to support that. So it's all good. Follow those nudges from the universe. Use your tools, use your guidance, get some answers, get some support. You got this. We got this. Very effective. All right. So let's go on now to the Wise Guide meditation. Coming to settle and be at ease. Let's take 3 big deep breaths. Three big deep breaths. And on one of those breaths, allowing eyes to close in their own timing. Begin to imagine a wave of comfort starting at the tips of toes and moving all the way up to the top of head, and then back down again to the tips of your toes.
Breathing in, this wave of comfort again moves from the tips of toes all the way up to the top of your head. And on the exhale, it moves all the way back down again to the tips of your toes. Each time, the wave of comfort moves up the body and back down again. The vibration from the wave becomes stronger and stronger, sending deeper and deeper comfort. And again, breathing in from the tips of your toes all the way up to the top of your head and back down again on the exhale, moving even deeper and deeper into comfort. Breathing and being and breathing. Each inhale and then exhale brings you more comfort, releases the tension. You feel more at ease. Allow this wave of comfort to cycle around for a few more moments until a feeling of being completely at ease. Your shoulders are relaxed. You're feeling at peace, calm, breathing and being and breathing, relaxing, allowing, giving yourself the gift of this time and space. Breathing in, allowing this lovely wave of comfort from the tips of your toes all the way up to the top of your head and back down again on the exhale, moving even deeper and deeper into comfort. And now, this wave of comfort continues to work positively, comfortably, even when we count backwards from 5 to 0 in just a moment. Being and breathing and being. And when we do, there's a becoming even more comfortable at 0. And now at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Deeply, deeply, deeply relaxed. Deeply relaxed and comfortable. Because of this comfort now, it is natural to open the door of your imagination, to find the place that feels secure, the place that feels safe, and is all around your senses are heightening. This place is so secure and calm. Take a few moments to sense the benefits of the place. When ready, because of more comfort now, it is natural to open the door of imagination to find the place. And as all around, senses heightening, place is so secure and calm, take a few moments to sense the benefits of this place. This is your place, feeling safe and secure and calm as you just continue being and breathing, breathing and being. When ready, we're going to go ahead and call for something within that knows. This becomes easy. This idea of like a wise guide that comes as support, perhaps a sense of it in some way, wondering about an image that might come forward that means wisdom, Maybe this is an image that, if asked, could help figure things out, could answer your questions, could give guidance for whatever seems important to know more about. Freely, easily, gently, with clarity, in just right timing. Imagine or visualize your whys as it comes to life, as it simply seems to arise naturally. See what you see, hear what you hear, know what you know, feel what you feel. Let your wise guide show up naturally. See what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel. What's your wise guide like? How would the energy of this wise be described? Is your wise guide somebody that you know? Is it something that you know? Is your wise guide a feeling? Is your wise guide a symbol? Does your wise guide feel mystical and magical? How does it feel to be with this wise guide? To enter into a conversation with your wise, just internally, tell your wise guide how you're feeling, what you're worried about. Your wise guide is there for you. What questions would you like to ask your wise? What concerns would you like to share? Find out if your wise guide would be available for solving any concerns. Let your wise respond. Perhaps begin to imagine walking with your wise guide while talking things over and to continue connecting. Let your wise guide know about the latest thing the mind keeps focusing on and ask for help about it. When it feels right, you can continue by asking for more understanding with something else that's on your mind, or if complete, bring up something else for discussion. What seems the way to go for now? You can go ahead and pause this if you have some more questions for your wise guide, or when complete about these things, ask the wise for one most important something it wants to communicate for today. Nice. Imagine now that if it fits, to heighten and brighten this information in any way that seems right. We're going to give it some good energy. We're going to anchor this in. And as we begin to complete for today, ask your wise guide, will it always respond to requests? A true wise guide can only answer one way. And how does your wise respond? Perhaps to imagine it to be the way it feels best to be. How does it feel to know that ever-ready help can come anytime? And again, if it feels right, allow more vibrancy for this image, this being perhaps of your wise guide, this image or being that is now an ever-ready positive guide in all ways. Perhaps the experience of meeting again might be agreed to for another time of further connection and discussion as your wise guide supports you. It's something to think about. And for now, anything more before we end our journey today? So let's bring back the importance of what was found, feeling this experience and the fulfillment in its totality and unity at one, with a big, deep cleansing breath in as we begin to come up and out. 2, realizing a sense of the room. 3, another big cleansing breath in and release. You have a wonderful sense of being. Number 4, more alert and awake, feeling supported, feeling loved. And now 5, eyes open, wide awake. Eyes open, wide awake. How did it feel to hang out with your wise guide? This is absolutely one of my favorites. I use this when I want to connect to mine. So much fun.
We got this. Life is experiential and we got to figure it out. We got to figure out what's good for our energy and what is crunchy for our energy. All right. So I'm going to wrap up this podcast by sending you all a blessing, sending you all a big hug. Do check out the energy clearing so that we can keep our energy shifting and moving and move forward in positive energies. For lots of people, change is hard. But, moving forward in a positive energy does help with that. You can do this. So I'm going to end this with a little happy music. Again, if you want to have a soul session with me, send me a message, reach out. They're amazing. All right, let's have some happy music to end the show right now. It'll anchor in our meditation.